What is going on, my beautiful D.D.D fam? It's your boy Brendan, aka Drip from Team D.D.D, back with another video. In today's video, I have 3.0 for you guys. I told you guys I was going to make 3.0. I just had to wait for the cards to come in. And this is probably the build that I'm going to be running for a while, because even post ban list, because when I made 2.0 it was before the ban list. Post ban list, nothing's really going to change. Worlds just happened, and Fiendsmith U-Bell won, which Fiendsmith Snake Eyes is just as potent, just has even less of a crackback than it did before, which doesn't really change anything. The deck's still problematic and potent. But this list is mainly made to combat those decks. It can handle Rogue too. Obviously, there's some decks that, since this is able to combat those, that other Rogue decks can come out of the way and catch this one off guard. Since this is specifically built for U-Bell and built for Snake Eyes, the main and the side deck. Obviously, it's made indirectly for Tenpai too, because those are the three decks that you mainly got to worry about. But no, this is I really like this list. I've been crafting this list for a while. My own spice techs in here that you've seen in 2.0, which I'll mention again in this one. The side deck, I will have a side deck for you guys to show too, which is just an overall generic side deck. Take it as you see fit. You can move it around to help combat your locals if you don't have that much meta play, etc., etc. But with that being said, please hit the like button if you haven't already. Check the description for all the ways to support me. Patreon, Discord, merch, affiliate link is down there as well. And I love you guys so much for it, to checking that stuff out. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. A lot of this list is going to be cookie cutter in the form of standard. We got 3 Stellar, 3 Elzette. I like 3 Sylvie, and I just always want to have a starter. And then 1 Rosia. 2 Tails, because I like it. And 1 Woes. I like the second Tails just to have an additional follow-up on turn 2. Yeah, you only really need 1, but drawing it in tangent with like 1 of these is really not that bad either, because then you can search the Woes. I don't want to see it really unless I see 1 of these girls, because it's not a starter, unfortunately, because you have to control a spellcaster in order to search. So that's why I only run it at 2. But if you want to run it at 1, then I understand why you want to run it at 1. But that's it for the White Forest portion of the engine. Moving on to the toy part. Again, this is all personal preference, and this is what I like using. This is what I have success with. I like 3 soldier, 1 tank, and 3 toy box. I just always want to have a good send off of my White Forests. Even if I would rather see this in multiple than see a White Forest girl and not a good pitch, because it does not feel good having to pitch like your impermanence, infinite impermanences, and stuff like that to get your engine rolling, because you're banking on your engine resolving too much at that point. Because like if you're sending a imperm and then they imperm you and you can't extend past that point, you lost your combo and you lost potential protection, because you never know, they might be in the same game state boat as you, is where they need 1 card to resolve, and that impermanence could have stopped them, if that makes sense. So you always want to see this, because by turn 2, and sometimes in turn 1, you can filter all these out of your deck, so you don't have to worry about drawing multiple or drawing it for turn or stuff like that. They're just very good cards to have, just like because if you know me, I play tier. You always want to have good meals. So in this fashion, you always want to have good cards to send off your White Forest cards, because this is the best engine to help you not lose out on card advantage. Besides like the Runic engine, we're not playing the Runic engine here. Sorry, my hat hit the camera. Moving on to the hand traps / non-engine. Chose to run 3 Ash because it's generic, 3 Nib because it's going to be arguably the best hand trap. And in my opinion, the second best hand trap is Drone Lockbird. 3 Imperm, and then 1 Veiler. The 1 Veiler is the search off the Rosella, because I like this over the Sword Soul girl or whatever, the Iris Sword Soul. She's okay, she's niche, but she doesn't come up that much. and doesn't help you advance your game state, because like if you draw, like for example, if they summon from deck off of and then you use her effect to draw two or whatever, and you draw into an imperm, it's dead. So like it doesn't do anything. Or you draw into a droll and it's like to pass the droll's high impact state or something like that. So it's only really good if you draw into these two and potentially engine, but our deck does well enough at providing follow-up anyways, so you don't really want to be drawing into follow-up. And other than that, like, yeah, popping a card is potentially okay, but like, that's like the only good utility out of that. From that point, I would just rather search a Veiler and just stop them in their tracks if I can, because I'll overwhelm them in non-engine plus my actual engine interruptions. So that's just my outlook on that and what I have come to like during playtesting. And then another one of my spice cards that I specifically have for 3.0 is Plague Spreader. This card's really nice. I haven't seen anybody else on this. I was sitting there just crafting one day because it pairs well with a card in our extra deck, and we'll talk more about that when we get there. This card is really good. It's another level 2 extender, and this deck really needs level 2 extenders because like sometimes just summoning back an Stellar is not enough. If your combo gets stopped, or you can just summon this back, it's just, I don't know, it's just too free. It's too free, and you can get instant access to it with a card we play in our extra deck from 2.0, which you'll see as when we get there. This card's just really good, and it's really free. Even if you draw it, it's not that bad because you can get it out of hand with Tank, and then you can use it to synchro with and then summon it back, and it's just free. It's just free. Because you can get even if you draw it and you can get access to Tank, you can use Plague Spreader twice. One to hard summon and then one to summon itself. The rest of the non-engine per se, 3 cross out. This card is absolutely busted. And Called by the Grave. Now that Omni negates are gone, and the format's pretty much the same in the fashion of what non-engine to run and side decking potentially, to combat the top tier deck, or decks plural, whatever you see it as, the cross out gets more impactful. So like I think this card is too mandatory. You heard me speak about previously how I use this to negate a evenly matched, which was really freaking disgusting. It's good to hit all the hand traps because this deck can be fragile from time to time. So I'd rather run this than the Board Breaker variant. Board Breaker variant is just too unpredictable and too reliant on drawing what you need to draw, and like them not stopping pretty much like what you need to stopping your board breakers and stuff like that. And it's not ideal in my personal opinion, and have had less success with it, hardly any success with it. This is the one that I really enjoy, and the one I've had a lot of success with is just hand traps and cross out, because like cross out's so freaking good. Like I mentioned before, I can't praise that card enough in this current format. And then the last 3 cards in the deck are consistency cards, pure use maps. Sorry, I have the rares. I didn't want to buy into the secrets until I was 100% set on this card, which now I am, so I am going to get the secrets. This card is too good. Yeah, it plays in Droll, but that's why we got the cross out and the called by for. On top of that, it's just 3 more Stellar, because that's what it searches. And on top of that, this also indirectly gives us a 1-card OTK card with the card that we're playing in our extra deck. So we can talk more about that when we get there, when we go second. Because, White Force can kill, but it can't OTK consistently. And with this addition of this card, plus the cards that I run in the extra deck from 2.0, you can pretty much consistently OTK if you can push through the interruptions / they don't have any interruptions. Now, onto the extra deck. Started out with the Lynx, one Little Knight, because it's just too good at spot removal and too good at just being a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Then one Silhouette Rabbit. This card with Appaloosa being gone and IP just being only real for Little Knight. Silhouette is just really good turn 1. Also, it gives you a good answer to Snake Eyes with their back row, because people forget that this can pop a back row when you summon or activate the continuous trap. And it's very good against the Tenpai too. Like since they're always going to let you go first, we're side decking the trap if you didn't already figure it out. But you can use this to pop their field spell, pop the your Tenpai field spell, and just pretty much have the rest of your interruptions just free, because once you do that, you're not losing that game. unless they just had board breakers and stuff like that, like Lightning Storm and stuff. Then you're just going to win that match no matter what, because like they only have one field spell now, and now that you're allowed to interact with their cards, then you're fine. That's it for the Link monsters. Moving on to the Synchro 6s. We got one Rosella, obvious. Silvera, obvious. And then I'm running Cloud Beast. This card took the spot for Coral Dragon. There's another purpose for this card we'll see later in the extra deck, because this serves more than just one purpose. This card's really good because it doesn't force you to discard to spot removal a card, but it can also manipulate its levels, which you'll see here in a minute why that matters. And then running the Immortal Dragon. This is how, because we need a Dark Tuner, because we're playing the Gen X card to help protect us from Nib if we don't draw a cross out. And this, ironically, is also how you get access to your Plague Spreader, because it can send the Plague Spreader directly from the deck. So you just go, you can go effect, send the Plague Spreader, and then summon the Plague Spreader from graveyard. And then he'll become a 4, and then you just take... you take him and like another synchro, another 6, or what is it? Sorry. You take him and then one of your, not a synchro 6. You take him and I'll just have to show you the combo. The combo is really nasty. Moving on to the rest of the 6s. This card right here helps you just turn skip / win your Tenpai matchup, which can come up. Shout outs to my teammate Chris for putting me on this card. Powered Insectatron. This card's really, really good. It just can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and you just make this against Tenpai and you just win. So you summon everything in defense position, you summon this, and they just can't kill you that turn, so you just outgrind them the next turn. Zapper Shrimp, it's very good. Comes out, pops back row, and it helps you synchro. It's just very good. I mentioned it in my last list. For the 8s, Diabell Standard, Armitara for the reframing play. We side deck reframing. This also helps us so we don't lose to evenly matched if we don't draw the cross out. I decided to keep the Berserker in here because this Berserker is really nice because it's a pseudo poor man's Savage, because it's a monster, not really negate but banish. And when you're trying to clear a board, it's 3K, so it's going to be bigger than majority of anything. And you can clear it, and then it gains the attack permanently, and you can attack again. So it helps you clear boards, and he gets huge. So it's really nice. And then we're running the one Gen X card because it's a non-once per turn negate for different attributes. It's a hard once per turn per attribute, but it pairs well with your hand traps because you're running fire, light, and wind. So gives you 3 negates from that. So you can definitely with the fire in the form of ash, because you can go ash something, and then you can, if they activate another fire monster effect, which this whole format in the past year has been nothing but fire, you can banish it and negate a fire and destroy. So you get multiple things for the price of one, pretty much. But yeah, this is mainly here for Nib. Let's see here. And then the proxy I'm running is Chaos Angel. I'm not buying Chaos Angel until the reprint. I just forbid to, and I gave the homies back to him. He was letting me borrow it. Chaos Angel is just too good in this deck to not run it. And then the sauce card is Psychic End Punisher. Psychic End is Psychic End. This is where the Cloud Beast comes in. This is the spice card that I made relevant last list. Because you can summon this, increase it to a 7, and then take this and one of your toy cards and make this, which is really freaking good. You can also, if you had a non-tuner 6 on board, you can make this a 5 and then synchro 6 and a 5 into this. So you can get multiple ways of popping him out. Which is really, really necessary. And And then the last card in the extra deck, because I missed it too much when I wasn't running, it came up way too much, is Typhon. Typhon is just too freaking good. No one really running this card is just blasphemy. Definitely if you get D-buried going second and you have no other play and you can't get to a little knight, you just make this, and it's a giant body, and it threats a lot. But yeah, that's it for my extra deck. Time for the side deck. Side deck, I am on 4 Bestials. Bestials are just too good right now. In the Mirror match, in the Centurion matchup, in the Fiendsmith matchup, the U-Bell matchup, even not that bad into fire because you hit their IP Masquerena out of the graveyard, which still is technically Fiendsmith. Rogue, Branded, still a deck, unfortunately, where they like to turn skip you with the gimmick puppet shit. You hit that. This card is just too impactful right now, and it produces a body, and guess what? It's a 6. They're 6s, so helps you out with your synchros or worst case linking. And this being like a indirect solemn, whatever, is like really nice too. Moving on. 3 Dark Ruler for Rogue and U-Bell. Droplets for everything. 2 Evenly, just for generic removal, and it's good to pair with droplets. It's for everything, but it's also in there for a cross-out target too, so which is really nice. And then 1 Azaroon. You could run the Silhouette one if you want, if you're worried about Tempai a lot. I just like this because it's indirect solemn. You just negate, summon, or whatever. It's really nice. But if you're really worried about Tempai, you can run the Silhouette. I just like this one better. Oh shit. Sorry. Technical difficulties. The reframing's reframing. Tsunami negate, counter trap, can't negate it. And then 1 D barrier because you can sack the shit out of people and draw it, but it's mainly in there for a cross out target. But if you draw it, then you're just big chilling against like U-Bell and stuff. You just call Fusion. They can't go Phantom, and they can't go the Fiendsmith route. So they end with a lackluster mediocre war that you can just push through if they don't open too many hand traps. But yeah, that's basically it for the list, guys. Main deck, extra deck, side deck, whatever. If you want to see a combo tutorial a little bit, going into things, let me know in the comment section down below what part of the stuff you want to see. Do you want to see the nib protection? Do you want to see the psychic end plays? Do you want to see a mixture of everything? Just let me know in the comment section down below, and get this video to 20 likes. If you can get this video to 20 likes, I'll pump out a combo video. I don't mind doing that. I just know you all can definitely get this video to 20 likes. I know you can. I believe in you. But with that being said, I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys coming out and checking out my list and just coming back and saying hi. But until next time, it's your boy Brendan, aka Drip from Team D.D.D. Signing out to next time. Peace. Good dueling, my guys. Love you.